Hello, one and all. My name is Ryan Bruce. My friends call me Fluff. And today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we check out 3 new pedals from Tone City. A few years ago, actually more than a few years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago, I did a video with using a bunch of different teeny tiny little mini pedals from a company new at the time called Tone City. I really liked these pedals and I have fond memories of those pedals, and it was an entire collection, and they had like a chorus, a delay, reverb, overdrive, distortion. I think they had several different distortions if I remember correctly. At any rate, Tone City is back and they're not playing around anymore. We're gonna check out 3 different pedals from them today. And before we go any further, this is a sponsored video. Tone City sent me these pedals to show you guys. However, I have not been asked to say anything good or bad about these pedals. All thoughts and opinions are mine. So let's start with the Holy Aura. Now the Holy Aura, like I said, is an amp in pedal form. And this is meant to respond and kind of grit up like an amplifier, meaning it's not too fizzy. The presence control in particular is very sensitive, which I do actually appreciate. It does something. There is a tight control. There is a gain control, bass, mid, high, and volume. And then there is a boost section, which is the boost knob with its applicable foot switch on the right-hand side of the pedal. And I'm going to also incorporate the Big Rumble. Now the Big Rumble is an overdrive pedal, and it has several different features that isn't quite the Holy Aura amp in a box kind of vibe. This is definitely more of a grit overdrive pedal flavor and is not meant to be an amp in the box. However, I'm gonna turn the clean blend all the way down, so I want lots of overdrive. There's a jazz rock switch, which you can either go mellow or not mellow as far as the flavor. It also has an attack knob. Now think of the attack knob very similar to that of like the Precision Drive. It's gonna kind of cut off some of the low end and the muddiness depending on where you want it, right? So you can turn it all the way off, which in this case is clockwise. You can go counterclockwise to get more and more tight. I will actually be using the Big Rumble into the Holy Aura for the full mix example. And then with the octave section, I'm going to be utilizing a little bit of reverb from the Heavenly Lake. Now the Heavenly Lake has a tone, wet, and decay for the reverb side. And then on the echo side, more of like a tape echo-y, think of like an Echoplex up to 1200 milliseconds. You have a time control, you have a mix control, very important. And with the modulation, you also have a depth, speed, and repeat control. And you can get kind of a warbly effect if you want it, but if you don't want that, you just turn the depth down. However, I won't be using the echo for the octave section in the mix example. I would just be using the reverb. So without further ado, let me show you how all 3 of these sound in the context of a full mix. Okay, now that we got the full mix out of the way, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a playthrough. I'm gonna hook these up on the desk here, and we're going to go into the clean channel of the Diesel VH2, not the effects return, all right? So I'm gonna go into the clean channel and use it as you would basically any other clean amplifier to give you a different flavor on what these things can do. I'm going to utilize my Jazzmaster, and we're just gonna play around. We're gonna twist some knobs. Let's go ahead and do a playthrough. Okay, so I have all 3 Tone City pedals here on the desk. I have the Holy Aura, I have the Big Rumble, and I have the Heavenly Lake, and I have my my American Ultra Jazzmaster, and we're going into the clean channel of the Diesel VH2 instead of into the effects return. We're not using these pedals as a preamp like I did in the full mix, okay? So I'm just going into the clean channel of the Diesel, as it's pronounced. And Here is my unaffected clean tone. Spanky, it's real clean. So we're gonna start with the Holy Aura. Again, this is meant to be an amp in the box, all right? So this can get over the top, especially with the built-in boost. However, sounds great into the front of a clean amplifier. Big, saturated, kind of British flavored rock tones. I know this is like an American US, amp in a box. However, I currently have it set up to be kind of Marshall-y, and I love it with the mid-range. Really cool. And let's check out the boost side of the pedal. You can get a lot of gain going on, and if you need that additional saturation for a lead tone, as an example, it's got it. I also like how sensitive the presence control is. Check this out. Next, let's move on to the Big Rumble. The Big Rumble is basically a deluxe overdrive circuit with a clean blend, which you don't see every day. Check this out. The jazz/rock switch is basically mellow and not mellow, really. Now, the boost circuit on the Big Rumble is the same that is on the Holy Aura, okay? So lots of gain possibilities. However, the Big Rumble has an attack mode. This is much like the Precision Drive's kind of attack mode, where it kind of cuts the low end. This is kind of the opposite though. So the more you turn it down or counterclockwise, the more attack you get. Check this out. That is the big rumble. Next, save the best for last in my opinion. This is my favorite out of the three, the Heavenly Lake. The Heavenly Lake is a reverb and echo delay pedal, all right? Very, very lush tones here. Let's check out the reverb side first. Notice the wetness control. We can really crank this and just get washy if we want. Next, let's move on to the echo side. This is basically a tape echo, a classic tape echo. However, there's a lot of controls here. There's a lot of tweakability. Let's dive into it. So currently with the depth where it's at, it's giving it a pretty pronounced warble, but if we want to dial that back and then add the reverb into that, we can do that. So what do I think? These are a lot of fun. They have a lot of functionality, and I like the fact that the drive pedals have a dedicated boost section, and with the Heavenly Lake, I actually really love the echo. The echo is kind of bucket brigade-y, it's kind of gritty, and I love that in an echo. It just adds kind of a little bit more sauce to your repeats, and I really appreciate it. All the pickable links down below in the description, and while you're down there, please feel free to hit that subscribe button to further support this channel. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.